Some vehicles are great to drive anywhere, anytime, in any weather. Here's one example, the Volvo V60. It's comfortable and powerful and safe, has traction galore, and feels about perfect on the highway, on the track, on a snowy back road, or anywhere in between. This is another example, the Acura TL. You'll only find these in the used car market now, but it's another one of my favorites for the same reasons. Performance, comfort, all-weather confidence, and power you could use seamlessly any day of the year. This Dodge Durango, same idea. Great to drive in the snow, great to drive on the highway, and ready for any sort of trip or job that you or yours might throw its way. I like rides that move from situation to situation while maintaining a core feeling, whether it's sportiness, confidence, fun factor, or a satisfying sense of cruising with ease through Mother Nature's worst conditions. I found another ride that does that recently. It's this, the Porsche Macan. It's the brand's latest new model, and with pricing from $54,000, Porsche is hoping it'll appeal to active new shoppers that'll one day move into their pricier rides. At the core of this machine is an authentic Porsche driving experience. It looks like a Porsche, elegant, detailed, unique, distinctive, and packing the trademark front-end look. Inside the trademark cabin with a gorgeous flowing center console with buttons that cuts the cockpit in half and a big center-mounted tachometer next to the custom digital color display and the ignition key on the left. There's room for 4 adults as needed, and though the cargo space loses a bit of height at the top thanks to the sloping roofline, it is wide and you should not have any big issues with space. But as a performance vehicle, this is a machine meant less for hauling cargo and more for hauling, well, something else. Look more closely. See those heat exchangers behind the openings in the bumper, the big quad pipe exhausts, or the great big brakes? They're all hints at the high performance under the skin and under the hood. Air scooped up from the bumper flows through special passages in that hood structure and into the dual intake system. Then it's pumped through twin turbos into the 3-liter V6 for 340 horsepower. That comes with great sound effects and power everywhere, with low-end torque blending with free revving pull as the tachometer climbs, twitching in milliseconds between gear changes thanks to the 7-speed PDK dual-clutch transmission firing off impossibly quick shifts. There's an all-wheel drive system that sends lots of power to the rear axle for frisky handling, though it can't divvy up the current torque split any which way it needs for maximum traction depending on what you're trying to get up to. I drove this particular Macan on a track this past summer to see how much of a Porsche it felt like. I found that it's got the power, the moves, the precision, the lightweight and eager feel, and the massively durable brakes to make even numerous hard laps disappear with ease. It's also tuned to slip, squirm, and shift on its wheels beautifully when you push it hard, meaning it connects nicely with enthusiast drivers. And all of the grins and giggles dialed into the Macan's chassis and powertrain on the track are yours in the snow too. The overall light, frisky, and active character you'll find on a circuit make it a hoot to drive on an empty back road in the winter, though drive carefully and it's relatively stable, sure-footed, and predictable too. It's a real Porsche, a real driver's machine, and the real deal. Comfy too. You get heated leather, automatic climate control, a panoramic glass sunroof to let in the fresh air, and a navigation system to help you find your way around, as well as a full infotainment system. Much of that feature content isn't standard though, and if you're after some toys like these, you will be paying for them. So this particular tester comes in at $64,000. Admittedly, for that money, I could find a crossover SUV that was bigger, one with a higher level of towing capacity, one that was better off-road, one that was bigger and faster, and maybe even one that had more room for my stuff. But remember that with the Macan, it's the overall package that makes this thing so special as a machine that kind of just ticks all of the boxes. Now, admittedly, at that money, it is a little bit more sparsely equipped than you're going to find in some of the competition. So who's buying one of these? Well, that's fairly easy. It's going to be a driving enthusiast type shopper who, for their dollar, is willing to give up a little bit in terms of size and feature content in exchange for a lot more performance. Other notes, the all-wheel drive system is impressively smart, able to react to how you're driving to achieve maximum grip, enhanced handling, power slides, or careful and sure-footed traction. It's all up to you. You can fine-tune things with the selectable sport and off-road settings as well. There's even a torque vectoring rear differential which in certain situations can overdrive the outside rear wheel while the brakes are applied slightly to the inside one, helping to basically use the all-wheel drive system to steer the vehicle. It's high-tech, high performance, and all kinds of fun. Elsewhere, the ABS is very quiet and refined when it kicks in, great at turning in straight and drama-free stops. And so there it is. If you're after a performance car but need more room and space for people and things, this Macan is a great compromise, largely because, well, there's little compromise. It has authentic performance car handling, noises, steering, braking, traction, and dynamics, and all with room for all sorts of activities, even if it's far from the largest crossover you'll find for the money. Plus, with Porsche's latest slew of fuel-saving technology on board, it's also very decent on fuel too. So, reasonably priced, ready for anything, great fun to drive, fairly comfortable, and a heap of value as far as a world-class performance crossover goes. In fact, Macan was called Canada's best new SUV and CUV in its price range after testing against new this year competition by a panel of Canadian auto experts, yours truly included. How did it win? Well, in a nutshell, by earning scores at or near the top of the scale in numerous important areas, and a standout leading score in bang for the buck. So let's sum up Porsche's frisky twin-turbo sports car trapped in a compact crossover body, shall we? You'll like the full spectrum of performance, the decent fuel consumption figures, the nice blend of handling and ride quality, the very upscale cabin, and the slick, fast-acting, and highly effective all-wheel drive system. The twin-turbo V6 is a total riot to open up, too. You might wish for a few more features or maybe a few more cubic feet of space for the money. Macan is big on performance first, but some shoppers might feel the need for more features and room for their buck. Further, I was seriously disappointed that they didn't add xenon lights at this price point, meaning this world-class performer drives behind old-school halogen lighting after dark. And in a day, those okay with giving up a little featured content and size for their premium sports crossover dollar will find this Macan as a very compelling deal on a very serious driver's sports ute that's ready to please on any road and in any weather. Thanks for watching.